Hey, yarn friends, it's me, Kayla. I wanted to check in with y'all and let you all know that we are safe. We are staying at Curry Farms. The water at our house just kept rising and rising until it was just too unsafe to drive our vehicles through it, especially my car since it's so low to the ground. But even Jody's truck, our last trip out, getting our animals and a few things from the house, the water was just way too deep, and it was pretty scary. So, of course, Miss Curry offered us to come and stay here at Curry Farms, and so we're very thankful and appreciative to them. So we are here, and it's a nice, pretty sunny day today. So we're hoping the sun is doing something good for the water at home. We are a little ways from our house. We're actually in a different parish where we're staying at, but it's probably just as sunny at my house as it is here. So I thought I'd show y'all the goats. They built a new goat barn this past year. The goats actually climb up there and stand, and the pen door is open right now, so the goats can come in and out and just graze around. They'll come out and go over in that field and eat grass and such, and then they come back to their pen, and they'll just do that throughout the day. They can't get to the road. There's another fence, and then there's a long body of water between the fence and the road. That's the goats, and here's the chickens. Anyway, it's so quiet and peaceful out here. I've enjoyed just coming out here sitting and watching the goats. It's Parker, that black and white goat right there is Parker. She's just looking at me like, what am I doing? And that's her baby. One of the little brown goats that's up on that little platform, the small brown one, is actually an offspring of a goat that Elijah had a few years ago. And Miss Curry had got that little buck from us and bred him to one of her goats, and that's an offspring. They're just hanging out, enjoying the sunshine too, just like everybody else. Anyway, if you hadn't been with me for at least a year, you probably hadn't seen the videos of Curry Farms. I did show a video last year while we were here, and I'll just do a little turn around. This is the little house that we're staying in, and then way over on the other side, there's a couple buildings in between us. It's Miss Curry's house. So we're kind of down here by ourselves. And Curry Farms is a Christmas tree farm, and they do pumpkin in the fall. And they have lots of things for kids to come and play on. My kids have been coming here since they were very little. Of course, they're too big to come and play now. But we came every year for a homeschool field trip for the kids to play. And this field trip is always the best of the year. And every year they change things up. You know, they replace older PlayStations with newer PlayStations and stuff. And they have like a train ride, hay rides, and different things like that also. And then as Elijah got older, he started working here. Actually, when he was like 14, I think. He started working here for Miss Curry. He didn't this past fall because he was in college. But up until then. So you can see they have Christmas trees here. On the other side, they'll have like a corn maze, and then a pumpkin patch and a sunflower patch. And here's some of the hayride equipment and train equipment and stuff just stored for the winter. So I was wanting to make Miss Curry something, and I think I've decided on making her the, this past year, Jada and Stitches had the 2019 folk art blanket. I think I'm going to use that same concept. And at the bottom do water, and then dirt, and then grass, and then, you know, the sky on up above. And I think I'm going to do the water, and I'll put like just some fish in it, because, I mean, that's what Jody and Elijah are out there doing right now, fishing at the water at the beginning of the property. And then I'll do Miss Curry's house with a sunflower patch behind it and pumpkins, and maybe even some corn stalks if I can figure out how to make some. And then a tractor, like pulling a wagon or something for a hayride. And then Christmas trees. And then hopefully I can figure out how to make something that resembles goats. And maybe little chickens to put on the other side. And put something like a little green barn. So I want to make that for the Currys this year. I usually make her something for her birthday, which is in October. And so over the years I've painted her artwork and made her different little things like that. So I think she would enjoy that little throw blanket. But anyway, I wanted to let you all know that we are safe. And I did want to address something about the flooding. Where we have lived, I have lived there for 30 years, where we live. And my husband has lived there his whole life. Right there next door to where we live. Part of our home was built in the 20s. And then we've built onto it several different times. And so in 91, there was a parish-wide flood. And our home did not flood at that time. It did not flood, and the water did not get in our house. And then in 2016, there was a parish-wide flood, and our home did flood. We lost everything we owned, had to rebuild. They said it was a 1,000-year flood. You know, it wasn't going to happen again. And since 2016, we've come close to flooding every year. Before 2016, we did not have any flooding issues. 2015, 14, 13, no flooding. This is something new that's just started happening since 2016. And we're not sure why. We know in the upper part of the parish, now when I say parish, I'm referring to something that you probably call your county, but in Louisiana we don't have counties, we have parish. So in the upper part of our parish, there were some swamp areas that they dammed off, filled in, and built beautiful, beautiful homes. Lots of doctors, lawyers, attorneys live in that area. And they built some gorgeous homes up in that area. But where's that water going to go that was in those swamps, or go in those natural drainage for the swamps? They rerouted that water out towards our end of the parish. And so we think that is what's causing our flooding now. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't just up and leave. Who would buy our house and our land? And we don't have the money to just leave and forget about our land and house. I mean, we would need to sell that to be able to buy something else. But no one's going to buy our home and land. So we're just kind of stuck and dealing with it. We don't know what else to do. But we are thankful, that the Currys do offer us to come and stay here in the little house on their property. We're very much appreciative of that. So I did want to just address that and let you know why we're having that flooding every year. Actually, we don't know why. We assume it's because of all the new subdivisions built in the upper part of the parish and water being rerouted to our area of the parish. So we don't have answers. Nothing's going to get done about it, we're pretty sure. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you all for your thoughts and prayers and kind words that everyone has left for me. Appreciate that very much. This is a very, very stressful time. And when you have a chronic illness, autoimmune diseases, stress does bring on flares. So it's been a really hard time for me, just dealing with, just packing up some things in your home, deciding what you're going to take with you, deciding what you're going to need in the next couple of weeks, deciding what to leave behind. I mean, we didn't bring anything that we didn't have to use. And the just not knowing what's going to happen to your home while you're gone is very stressful. And not a fun thing to go through, that's for sure. But I am having a hard time, and I do appreciate your prayers and thoughts. And just pray that the water does go down soon. It's a lot of water. A lot of water. I did a video and posted the other day, but that was just at the beginning of the water coming up. The water came up so much more. So much more. I mean, my husband has a big 4-wheel drive truck, and it was scary going through it in that truck. But anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that we are safe and doing the best that we can for right now. And we actually are closer to my husband's work. From our house, we live about 45 minutes to an hour to his work. And right now, where we are now, he's about 20 minutes away from his work. So we are closer to his work. He will have to leave us early to get to work. But he did take 2 days off from work so that we could move things out. We only made 3 trips, and 2 of those trips were animals. So we have a lot of animals that had to be moved. Not only dogs and chickens and such. We also have a cat, and then we have a big bird cage that Elijah built. It's a very large bird cage, and then we have a very large lizard cage for the bearded dragon, and then we have another very large lizard cage for Elijah's geckos and anoles and things like that. And then we have fish and stuff like that. So yeah, we had a lot of things that had to be moved. And so one trip, well, actually 1.5, 2 trips were just animals. And then even on the other trip, some animals were in that load too. So couldn't leave our animals behind. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Just thank you for hanging with me. I know it's been a while since I've made regular videos. My sister passed in January, and just as I was gearing up and able to make videos again, then the flood started happening. And, I just don't know what's happening right now. I wanted to keep you all updated and just thank you for hanging with me and supporting me in this adventure. I love making videos, enjoy conversing with you all when I can, and I will be back. I do have lots of videos planned and ideas, and I brought some projects that I'm working on, so I'll have projects to show pretty soon. But thanks, and I'll see you all again very soon.